It's game time. Welcome to the Sports, Bants and Prosecco podcast.
These babies have got an all afro.
Yep, we're rolling. Perfect. Thank you so much.
All afro on these. So
When was the last time?
yeah, that long. That even when I put water in it, I can actually feel them moving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's that bad. Yeah. It's that bad.
What, you ain't shaved your legs that long that when you put water in them, you can
Are you the
move
kind of person that only shaves your legs in the summer?
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
The insulation.
I shaved yesterday.
Yeah. No.
In my head, I need the insulation.
But you don't even have hair, though.
Do you know what? I actually don't have a lot of hair.
You're thinking, help!
What was
So you
that?
don't even have hair in the legs. That's now I'm talking about. Oh. Well, that all goes to me. I don't have really. Yep.
Oh, same here. Oh, no.
All over your body.
I'm the same. Oh, yeah, absolute Hollywood. Full on Hollywood.
I'm confused.
Ain't doing
So
no
you
landing
don't have
strips.
hair, or you get rid of it? I get rid of it.
I get rid of it.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. Yeah,
No,
you don't have.
I have hair, but I get rid of it.
Yeah, no, I get rid of it too.
Oh, yeah. It's got
In the
guts
summer.
to go. Oh,
No,
every
all the time.
winter, summer, spring,
No.
everything.
In the winter, it keeps me warm.
I don't even have a layer. It's not even
It
a
has
layer.
a little.
In the winter, it keeps me warm.
No.
Even has a little hole,
No.
a cornrow going up.
Wow.
What are you joking on? Big now. Stop it.
Yo.
Yes. Do I have paper?
Yo. Welcome to
Sports, Bants
And
and
Prosecco.
Prosecco.
Happy Friday, people.
Welcome back, Lou. We missed you.
Yes.
Had a
man.
family.
It's quite interesting that I don't know about you, lot, but when one person is actually not here, you feel
You
the
feel it.
difference.
The
in the
dynamics
dynamic change
Yeah,
completely.
Yeah, the only reason I like it when T's not here is because I
Do you
get
know
to
what I can't do with this?
I forget that you're not even there, right?
Yeah, I
in a
watched it. I
sense.
was like,
yeah,
you
you see,
just
yeah,
walked over
I'm
there.
literally
Yeah.
just there.
If it's
Yeah,
me,
like my
he
house.
moves in the middle.
and that's friends.
Listen.
I might even cross my legs.
Yep. Shoes coming off.
It's the same thing with my bed. If I'm late, I could be on my own in my bed. I'll still be on my side.
You know what? I'm a little bit, and then I
Yeah,
have to remind
I
myself
don't,
that my bed
because
is
I
But I
know
watched
in
you
my
last
head
night, I was
that's
like-
not my space.
And on top of that, I feel like you went.
Even that way.
Yeah.
I'm like, yes,
But
girls.
but
she
did
was
you see at
leaning
one
in.
point though, she actually forgot that the microphone
I
was
was
there.
like,
She
yeah,
was
like-
chatting and
I like.
Say, the microphone.
What are you saying, mate? I thought I was in my
Microphone,
living
the
room.
microphone, you know,
I thought I was in the living room,
comfy.
ladies.
in the living room.
Yeah.
So, what did Roy Keane say about Bruno? So I think he came for Bruno
Yeah, he
this
did.
weekend.
He said, because
that he's not a great leader.
yeah, because I think it was
Example,
writing.
he's not a great example of a leader.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because obviously he's always flaring up his
Yeah,
arms.
and he's a
or-
whingy
And
getting
getting
sent off a lot as well.
Yeah,
and
all of that.
he's a whingy bastard, man.
Well,
and he hits the ground a lot.
Can I just talk
Lives
in
there,
his
somewhere.
defense?
He lives on the ground.
No, in his defense
He
though. Do you
literally
know what? And I hear all
sells
of
the
that, but I
grass.
was listening to watch
Okay.
the game the other day with Ipswich.
Mm.
And Ria was saying that, you know what, with all what people say about Bruno, one thing you have to say is he has been one of the players who has been working hard consistently. Yes, he's been sent off a couple of times, and it's the only really the last two red cards his first two red cards in this whole time that he's been there. So
When?
but
Just the last one.
when he had these few
Really?
red cards,
The
Yeah, I
sending
think they
offs,
just
were
felt
they
like they were
last
too
season?
frequent.
Or
No,
was it-
these ones.
It's
This
this
season.
season.
Yeah.
This season. But when Ria was saying, like, you know, he works really hard and he's fighting for the team. And you know what, for me, I had to say, you know what? Yeah, I have to agree with that. Yes, he goes down all the other things, but it's a shame because I think that behaviour takes
away
from the performance of his work rate.
I would say that there's been a number of games where he's gone missing, for sure.
He's not present. He doesn't.
He's
feel
gone
present.
missing.
Yeah,
When your back's against the wall and you want someone to be driving.
Yeah, when you
and
want your
there's
captain
there's
to
been
really
a few
step up.
games that
Yeah,
he's
and
gone
that's
missing,
a few,
and
but
maybe that's
check
what
it.
Keane's referring to.
But check it, that's a few, and this is what, you know, when you do so many good things, but the moment you do a few wrong things, people tend to focus on the little
that he
things.
does do
I don't
so
know.
many.
No,
good
I'm just
things.
giving an
Oh,
example.
okay.
I'm giving an
Alright.
example, and the
Alright.
point I'm saying is that through the rubbish team that we have had,
You get his
Bruno
frustrations.
has been the steadfast who, yes, in some games he may not show up, but in majority, because it's...
Can I say? Before you ask, before this goes out.
No, I
because-
only thought about it when Ria was saying, I was like, you know what, I have to agree with this.
Can you compare him having heart to, let's say, people like Virgil. You know, like when the shit's down. Yeah. People like the old school defenders. Do you think he's got that drive that whenever you guys are down, you know that he's going to come through?
In some games I've seen it, and even the other day, like
how many though? I don't think I've seen him.
The difference is, I don't think he's got that. I can't compare him to those type of people.
Do you think he's a leader? But this is what Keane is saying.
And that's old school, and I totally appreciate that. But it's a shame because our team have been so bad that I think morale, it's going to affect you as well. As much as you're trying to keep and you're captain and you have to keep everybody up, I think you're only human.
Well, I suppose for me, when I've watched Man U play and they've had bad games, he's not the person that's been trying to pick up and galvanise the team.
This is what I'm saying.
And I guess maybe that's what
Keane meant. That's
Keane's
exactly
referring to.
But don't you think it's more nuanced than that? Like, for instance, I watched, I think it was a free kick for Chelsea the other day, and referee, they're tussling, and the referee blows his whistle and he goes, I can't remember who he was talking to, and he's like, stop your shit, da-da-da-da. And the player went to go and have an argy-bargy with and I saw Reece James drag him back.
That was
drag him back and said, fix
that
up,
Colombian
stay
guy.
where you are.
Yeah,
I know. Stay where you are. To me, that's leadership.
That's leadership.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, and he does that though. Bruno does that.
But how can you do that when you're getting sent off?
Some players he will stop them. You know what I
But
mean?
you can't emulate the same behaviours you're pulling them up
But
for.
you lot ain't going to see it. That's my point. So we can move on to the next point. Wow. Or you are going to continue. It's the truth.
You know what? I can only tell you what I see, and what I see.
Yes,
you know
but
what,
you
when
don't
I
watch. Can I just say something? You lot do not watch all the games I watch.
We did.
You're the one who brought it up in a Reggie.
No, what I'm trying to say is I'm going to see more. When Rio said it, I was like, yeah, it's true, Fez. And I've said it to myself. I was like, you know what? Bruno gets stick, but Bruno has come through for us when times I've been shivering through the errors of the other managers.
All right then.
The few times I've watched...
And that's what I'm saying. I'm not just talking about this season.
The few times I've watched United play, it hasn't occurred to me that Bruno is the captain.
This is the
I'll be honest with you.
You didn't mention it.
It hadn't occurred to me.
Yeah.
Fairs.
Like I know he is.
Maguire was the captain.
But it hadn't... But my point is, he doesn't, for me...
Have that leadership
There
thing
is
where you think,
like,
I
one.
get that. I can understand that. But I guess...
There's certain people you
But
just
then
know.
would
You know that this is
Okay,
their own
but
one.
okay, that's fair enough. But do you necessarily think that you have to be like that?
no.
Yes.
To be a leader?
Yes.
No.
I don't.
No.
Yes.
Some captains lead by how they play.
Yeah.
Or behave.
Right? And
True.
then you have some captains that are real drivers and
Vocal, very vocal.
and vocal,
Yeah.
and you can tell that they're the captain because they're screaming at
Yep.
their players
Yep.
and they're shouting,
Yep.
"Get here, blah, blah, blah." Right? So I don't necessarily think you have to be that kind of player to be a captain, but I think there has to be some level of leadership.
Yeah,
that you
so I can
see.
see what you do.
Which
So I
I
want to learn
very,
from you.
very rarely
See of Bruno.
Yeah.
I just wouldn't have guessed Bruno was the captain.
That's fair.
but that's
And that's
just-
fair.
that's
And
just
that's
my thing.
totally fair again. Like opinions.
Purely because based mostly on his own behaviour. If you're on the floor rolling around, if you're getting sent off, how the F are you leading your team?
I guess I'm talking more of a longer
General.
period since he's been there. You know,
you know-
because he was
and you know
Bruno,
when a player does maybe kicks the ball out rather than to another player by accident, because I don't think they intentionally tried to kick the ball out. And then he will throw his hands up in the air and
all
shake.
that rubbish.
Like, you can't do that
No,
as a captain.
What you should
and
be
that's
doing
what-
is
Stand up to him and say, it's all right, don't worry, the next
Let's
one,
get on.
Yeah,
come on.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
Get back and
that's
stay into
what I
your
think
thing,
from
your
the-
position.
and he doesn't
Yeah. No, he
strike
doesn't
me
do that.
at all.
You know,
It's
try and
that.
give them confidence.
I think he's in his own head.
How
and
long
his
has he
own
been
game.
How long has he been a
Gosh,
captain?
How long has captain?
Hasn't been captain
since
for long.
Harry Maguire,
Yeah.
couple of seasons?
I think he's been captain for probably at least 2 seasons.
Yeah, it's a couple of
I'm not
seasons.
gonna lie, I
This
was
season
talking
and
about
last
more.
season,
Yeah,
I
I'm
think.
pretty sure. Yeah.
He just doesn't scream.
No, but there you go. So
But
that was
who's on
my-
your team that you can say can
Could
take
be a
over?
captain.
I mean,
Okay, that
Speaking of
says it all.
speaking of which, your
Ahmad.
boy's playing really well.
Who?
'Cause I would have said Rashford, but speaking of which, he's playing really well at Villa.
Rashford is doing. Do you know what? I've
He
seen
is.
him.
He's
at
doing
thing,
really
and he's
well.
doing well. And do
Yeah.
you know what?
And I'm happy
Talking
for
about this,
him.
Yeah,
I was
remember we always wanted him.
okay. Yeah, well, I was very much like
Been
I
saying
heard you
it.
just.
Did you see the assists? I mean, it was against my own team, but did you see the assists?
No, I'm
Right.
listening to these
Yes.
things.
I'm like, go Rashi. I wanted this.
No,
for
was
you.
I'm
really
happy
very
for
happy.
him, but
Yeah.
I'm pissed off at the same time.
Because he's doing
right,
bits.
and it's taken me
Yeah.
a minute. I ain't gonna lie. The other day I said to Tarika, "This is not making sense." Right?
happy. It's happy. You know when you're happy in a relationship,
But
that
also,
just springs.
he's got a
that's not
lot to
gonna
prove.
last.
Hater.
But it's
He
all
has
right.
I'm not
hater.
hating. It ain't gonna last.
Hater.
I'm
And
sorry,
you may
but
well be right.
I'm
But
sorry.
also, he's got a lot to prove. It's not just
That's
about
my
Exactly.
point, of
Yeah.
course, and
Yeah.
exactly. So, right, Rashford
Okay, do you
ain't
think
gonna
you
go
stay?
to
Okay, do you think you're gonna sell him then?
his
Do you think he's gonna come back?
relationship with Man United.
It's broken
is
down
over.
completely.
Over.
Yeah.
Fine. So do
That
you think he
I
will?
don't
you don't think
but
Amarin's
can I
words
just
mean
can I just
anything?
say something? Sorry, Lou.
You know, Amrin was like, basically, from what I took from what Amrin said is, we do want him here. He's got to want
I think he
to
was
I
just
don't-
talking.
I don't think so.
I think he was just
Absolutely.
talking for media.
But
I think he was just
that's-
talking
Yeah,
for media.
yeah, me too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally, and I think so too because that Rashford, and I kept on saying, and I think I said it before. For me, when I actually deep it, forget even Amrin. Amrin's been here a few months, 4 months, whatever it is.
But
We've
like a
been
year, mate.
seeing. Shut up.
Man's aged.
Right? We've been
does feel
seeing
longer.
Rashford's.
It does feel longer.
It does.
I'm sure
Do you
he's
know why it
thinking,
feels
is
longer?
my
though?
pension
Do
over
you know
now,
why
please?
it feels longer? Because it's a lot. It's,
And it
it's
wasn't
a lot.
it wasn't
Like,
here
you
for
know,
me.
And I
It's
think
a lot.
it's telling that when he came on for his first game at Villa, when he came on as sub, and at the end of the game, I think it's very telling that Sancho did the
freedom.
The
Had
freedom. Yeah.
I think that's telling of
I
how
agree.
the relationship with him and Man United.
Yes, this is
For
not
real.
just about
Had broken
It's
down.
not just because you've,
Do you know what I mean?
you know,
I mean, any football's funny, innit? As I say, football's a funny old game.
It is,
Any
literally
club can
is.
play, and he could end up going back because Villa could say we can't afford him.
Right, so talking about affording.
Because remember, he's on loan.
But you know what? As for me, and as a person who, as you lot know, love Rashford for Man United,
Yeah.
wanted him to do well. It took me. I was watching him. It was like, this is not making sense. He's wearing the wrong kit. The kit is not the right kit. Like I
know,
said
it did look a bit odd
I said
still,
to Tarika,
but-
I said to it, and I was like, yeah, you know what? I hope.
You did, innit?
I was like, no. I said, you know what? I hope he flipping don't do well. Blah blah. Blah. Like, Mum,
Look at that, though.
you've got to wish him well. And I'm
Yeah.
like, no, do you know what? Of course I do. And he's going to have to perform
I think what
to
he's-
prove himself.
And he's not got long left.
I think what he's
Thank you.
doing is I don't necessarily know that Villa is where he'll end up.
no,
but he's
no,
putting
no.
himself in the shop window.
There we go.
Because he won't play
Exactly.
no
Yeah.
game.
That's
But
it,
this is
that's
what
it,
I'm
Mel.
saying as
He's
well.
marketing
Because
himself for a wider market.
He wanted to go Barca or whatever.
Barcelona was
But
his
you've
first
got
choice,
you've got to
absolutely.
put yourself in the shop window.
And here's the thing: I feel like the transfer windows. We've said this before. Would have been a rude awakening
For sure.
So like you do, like you said, you got to put
Dortmund.
yourself in in display. You got to show people, yeah, it was Man U. It was never me.
Yeah.
And also, you got to ask yourself. I keep saying it with all these high earning ballers. Is ball life or is it about the money?
There you go.
And this is it. And
Because I don't know which club's going to pay his
I
wages.
mean,
I don't
you
know.
had
Yeah, that's
Rashford's
right.
name was mentioned on Love Island.
Off
I
on that
know,
bed.
Oh, well,
Right.
I don't watch Love Island, so
Rashford's name was mentioned on Love Island.
Was
This
it
just
Grace?
goes to show. Yes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Grace, one of the Love Island girls, was dating him, and it was all got a bit too, you know. But it's
But
just
it
like,
sounded like it was something of nothing. She just wanted to drop his name in it.
Of course.
whatever.
okay.
Yeah.
There you go. But the point I'm making
It shouldn't be there. Yeah.
is if you're even focusing on football, do you know what I mean? Look, you
I
can have
think,
your
yeah.
private life. I'm not disputing that, but show up. And for me, Rashford wasn't showing up,
But then the next question is,
but he's showing
was
up
that?
now.
that's fine,
No,
but
that's what-
concentrate. Face your forwards. Like,
Totally.
let's be honest, we all have private lives, yeah?
That's what I said,
But when you
you
go
can
to
have
work,
your
what do you
personal
do?
life.
Why did you show
You
up?
show up.
Yeah.
yeah.
But
No,
see,
that's- go
the
on.
other question is, if you're unhappy in your work, it shows in how you perform, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So that's exactly what was happening to him.
Yeah, but goes back to the whole point of Manchester United is rotten, right? It's rotten because what it's doing is it takes good players
Make some shit.
and
Makes
it
them
makes
shit.
them shit. And whatever,
what's going
it's
on?
like there's just, I don't know what the discord is. Somewhere, something is just not aligning.
Do you know what? Can I say? And I think I
and
said
then
it
that'll
at-
lead me to
I-
Ineos,
And
sorry.
I
I'm
was just
going
gonna
to
say,
say, I
yeah.
think I said it at the start of the season. Man United, especially under the Glazers, right,
Mate.
was run as a business. Football is not that level of business. It's not, it was always the players had all this strength and the managers were getting sack,
Yep.
right? So but none of the players were getting sacked. None of the players were like, you're playing shit, you can go. They were getting rid of the manager because they viewed the players as an asset, which is true.
But
Which
at
is
a
what
point-
that has
which is
changed
true.
now.
But at a point, United was performing, so I kind of understand that mentality.
But they weren't. I'm talking over the
You're
last.
talking about-
I'm talking
In the
recently.
long-
Yeah.
The last 5
Yeah,
5 years, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think inherently, there's a culture at Man United that needs to change. Just the culture that needs to change. I don't know, because it seems from what I see that by the time Ineos done pay off the Glazers to buy their part, they don't have the money.
That's
Right?
it.
Well, that's
the little woman that serves, they're like, we're not giving out free lunches anymore. You can't buy your lunches.
But isn't it? Didn't say they're only doing like...
They are doing sandwiches and jelly fruit. Oh, fruit, yeah. Like, when I heard it the other day,
I thought it was joking.
I literally was just like...
They're doing what?
They're not serving food no more for staff lunch.
Only the players.
So it's free. So these are the cutbacks that they are making. So now, for me, I have to sit now and say, Ineos, what have gone? Because I feel like things are worse now than before they came.
You know, back in the day, right?
The Glazers, I'm just giving an example.
No, but back in the day, right, footballers, right, it would be the youth team that would clean their boots.
Yeah.
And blah, blah, blah. I see Man United going back to that. Because they're second of all their players.
This is the thing. They're currently not
making
making
200 redundancies you made.
I think 200 to 400 redundancies.
Do you know what though? Some business consultancy, and I can say this is someone who's worked for business consultancies. A business consultancy's come in and says to them, "Listen, if you want to make cuts, this is where you've done it." And and they've done that. But that said, it's illogical. And the reason it's illogical is because I find it really, really difficult to believe that a team like United's in the red. Now, hear me out. They did win the FA Cup last season. Mm-hmm. In terms of commerciality, have you been to Africa? Have you seen them like kids running around with? But what United they were doing, likewise with China. China's demographic is massive.
But what they were doing, I think, because obviously I don't know, I ain't seen their books.
Of course.
Right, so
it's
just what I'm seeing. Right,
so our own opinion, what we think.
They were spending a lot of money on players that haven't performed, right? Whether it's Anthony, who's now doing wonders in Spain, whatever. They just spend all this money, so they're not making back no money.
No,
when they drop, when they drop, the lower you get is the less you get in terms of revenue, in terms of Europa.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, but I'm talking about commerciality.
Yeah.
Taking that, let me finish. Taking that aside, commerciality, in terms of sales of shirts, sponsorships, irregardless of the fact that they're, was it 15th, 14th, 15th?
18th?
We're 14th.
Right, but irregardless of that,
get it right.
Commercially, the team is viable. And unless every single year they've been pissing in a pot with all the money.
I have to agree
but that's what
with
they've been doing every year.
Every year.
You only have to look at it. Every year they have been. Whether it was, because they've been getting big players because of the commercial. The selling of shirts.
That's right.
Whether it's your Pogba, whether it's your Lukaku, whether it's your Ronaldo, whether it's your Ibrahimovic.
Yeah.
All these players, because it's about shirt sales.
It's about shirt.
Right? But they're not making money. Right? In terms of,
in competitions.
Yeah, and also selling players, they're not making money.
Nope.
Because they're having to sell them at a lot less than what they...
because
I don't disagree with that. I'm just saying
I
the
think over the
viability
years,
of that team in terms
you
of...
would not think that. It shouldn't be that.
I don't think that, because if you listen, it's like same thing with Chelsea. If you go to somewhere like a continent, and Africa's a continent with more than 1 billion people there, they're all wearing United shirts. Mm-hmm. They're all, likewise with China. There's a huge, when I say huge, massive
absolutely.
following of Chinese people that follow.
But also, they have been loaned. The Glazers have loaned.
Okay, well, that aspect of it,
based
and
on Man United. They've loaned them to the hill.
And that's where I was going to go to.
They're paying on just the loans alone make your eye water.
And
but what about all the sponsorship agreements as well? And these are long-term, multi-year.
But if you've got to be paying off the loans.
Right, and then you're taking dividends.
You're taking
dividends at the company, and this is the whole point. They're paying themselves a shitload of money, right?
And sacking off
taking
200
out.
people.
There we go. Look at the state of the stadium.
The thing is, well, they're
breaking down and all sorts.
So you're not actually reinvesting
those
in
wages
either
of the people. This is why I said that it would have been a business consultancy company that's come in. They've paid them an arm and leg to come in.
This is what
you're
going to have to do.
And do you know how much of a drop in the ocean it would be to get rid of 200 jobs?
You're telling me that dinner lady dinner lady, but the lady that works in the canteen that's serving the dinner. How much do you think she's earning?
Thank you. Because
Exactly.
in fact, I think what they did was everybody who's they've made redundant, if I'm not, it's didn't even come up to 15 million for the year.
There you go.
Yeah.
Way.
Right? You paid Ten Hag.
A bit, a
Right?
change. I think it's like what's it?
Firstly, you offered him. Well, did you hear what Varane came out and said?
Varane.
Yeah, Varane made a statement about Eric Ten Hag saying he never wanted to listen. It was his way or the
Well,
highway.
we always said that. We
Right,
said
what
that.
did we
Yeah,
say?
exactly.
We said that. He
Yeah.
gave that vibe. Like, he just...
Delusional.
Yeah, the dressing room was not for him.
But it shows you though, and I can't go.
And then
I
he's
can't
not
help
on
but
the
go back
podcast.
to the Glazers. Like, they're not football people.
No,
Right,
it's business.
so they don't understand. Well, actually, maybe you need to listen to the players a bit. No, what did they do?
40 million
They
to get rid of him.
extended.
What was
They extended
Alex-
his contract.
What was Alex
Whoa.
Ferguson's speciality?
They extended his contract, and then they had to pay him 14 million to sack him off.
Thank you. But what was, as you just said about not listening to the players, and this is what you had was he was each person.
No, I'm talking about the Glazers. I'm talking about his managers.
I understand, but if you go back, you mean whose managers?
I'm talking about the manager of Ten Hag would have been the Glazers or whatever. So they're not listening to the players and saying, actually, we can't work with this man because the man's not
That's what I'm
communicating
saying.
whatever.
And that trickles down, and that's the point
And
I'm
then
making. So
they gave him. They
starts.
extended his contract.
That's the rot, Mel, and that's the whole point. That's the rot. Because of the way clearly he is, and that's what I'm saying. Because of the way Ten Hag was with the players,
Yeah.
you're not going to have that bridge. The way Fergie was with the players, I think you're going to have that. Do you know what I mean? Because he's the middleman who gets on with the players, but also it's working.
But don't you also think that was a lack of, going back to Mel's point, senior leadership? Irrespective of the fact that the players, whether the players were saying yes or no to, we can't work with him, irrespective of that, you guys I guarantee you they sit down with Ten Hag every fucking week.
I agree, Lou.
Yeah.
And it would have been, what's going on?
Varane-
Where's the disconnect?
Yes.
Where's the
Thank
results?
you, that's
And
what
yet
I'm
you let it
talking
roll
about.
over and
And
over
that's
and
what I'm
over
talking
and
about.
over.
Yes.
So that's a
And
lack.
that's
The
what I'm
senior
talking about.
management fucked up.
That's what I'm talking about.
Bottom
the
line.
whole, it's rotten. So that's where you got to now. You start to think the rot starts literally from the top,
Yeah.
and it's strictly. It's just this BS.
I like
it's,
that, the rot.
It's total BS. Pogba. Before we move on, so then there was chat of him possibly coming back to Man United because he
How old
doesn't
is he
have
now?
a club, and
he? I've got no
he's
idea,
been in
you know.
talks
Maybe
to come back
34.
and train.
Oh, okay,
okay.
okay.
Train with
Okay.
them for now, and then Rio was more like, well, with Pogba again on his thing, on his podcast, whatever, but like we're saying,
He's only 31.
would Pogba be a shout? You know what I mean? Bring back a bit of the old, you know, who knows? But I'm just like, wow, look
I
at the
think
chat.
that's clutching at
Would it be
straws.
Pogba and his witch doctor?
Do you know what? This point is, this is like, but do
No,
you
at
know
that
what?
point, it'd just be the bones.
Wow.
The chicken foot?
Yeah.
The chicken
Okay.
foot, chicken
Yeah.
foot, chicken foot. So yeah,
Don't you
so,
think going backwards hasn't worked for them?
and that's where I was just going to go with this. It's like, why are we doing this whole going backwards
Again.
thing? Do you know what I mean? Like, can we not do
Yeah,
that?
you love all of that, don't you?
Like, let's move forward and find solutions. Let's try and give Amrin what Amrin needs.
Do you know
and
what you
make
need as
this
well?
club-
You need a long-term vision.
Yeah.
This is what I'm saying. Let's
Yeah.
give Amrin what he needs.
But
to
even with
rebuild.
Amrin, you need to give him a long-term vision. Everyone needs to buy into whatever vision. Everyone needs to
Yeah.
buy into
Yes.
it. Stay the course.
Absolutely.
Not
Yeah.
the 2-year nonsense
Yeah.
they've been doing with all
No,
these managers.
Get the
Can't.
right players. Follow it through. Train.
Oh,
like,
God.
it needs to be a long-term.
If you get relegated, so be it. Just come back and then try again.
That was shit.
Oh my gosh! The girl said
That was shady as
I
fuck.
think you better.
She
let
threw
me
it,
tell
man.
you
She
something.
threw it from
That
far.
was shady because nobody was
just
talking
saying.
Man
relegation.
United are bad,
If you-
but they ain't getting relegated.
No, but if you do,
But
it
it's
just
not
means
hap-
that
it's not
long term, you know,
yeah,
that
but
vision,
that's not-
it
that
then
long-term
starts
plan.
again.
Let me tell you something. That's not happening this season. It ain't happening next season. Ain't happening the season after that.
Just
I
the
don't
season.
believe that's coming anytime soon. We may be hovering in the bottom half of the table.
I'm sure the other day you were nearly crying because you look like you're going to go 17.
No, they'll be
Let me tell
alright.
you something.
Nah,
Let
they'll
me
be
tell you
alright.
something.
They'll be
Yeah, they will.
alright.
They will.
We
They
are
will.
No, there will
fine.
be.
Yeah, they'll be
We're
But I gotta
fine,
take the
but
piss at some point.
But the
Girl.
point is, I know that the team have been, and like every other United fan, if you're stupid enough to know, this is painful,
I can imagine.
right? It's painful. Mel knows all about it.
Sorry.
How did I come into this? What did I miss?
The strays. Just
What did I miss?
stuck There's strays flying.
I don't understand. How did I come into this? What?
Because you feel my pain. Your team was shit for a long time. And you're still trying to... and then you're just falling at the last hurdle.
Were you lower than...
What was that thing?
No, we were never as low as them.
This is
you know what? We were never as low as them.
Guys, there's a trophy.
Oh. You know what? At least we're near it. Fuck's sake. All you do is you look at this deep hole, which is the championship. So you ain't got no chance. You're just looking at the championship and saying, please God, let's win one more game. Let's win one more game.
Swimming is a shark behind it. The shark is relegation.
Just swimming. And the arms are getting heavier.
Exactly. And they're still there. You know the swamp. You're right there. Yes.
And the whole time saying, at least we didn't get eaten.
Exactly that. But sorry guys, you don't think you can come for my team and I don't like strain.
What? I don't even know. You shut up, man. Just shut up because your team is shit.
The thing is,
your team is shit. Amarin ain't doing nothing that's looking anything healthy. Your team is just shit.
Confused. You know what?
He came with the plan. I look at his face sometimes and I feel sorry for him. Like, boys, he look like, you know what? You just want to hug him and say, there.
It's all right, darling. You'll be all right.
And I hear you that, and I have to agree with you on that. And even there's moments when I think, can you just change it up a bit, or can you just tweak it to just win games?
You know what, though? I just want him to get a poker face.
I know you can't.
Just get a poker face.
I think he's tried, but it's just not work.
Like people's poker face, where you say, some people like the fact that he's emotional, so he shows emotion. You can see, and then you get some people who say, "Well, don't show so much emotion."
No, imagine you're one of the players,
and you look over and you see his face,
and you're like, "What do we do, boss?"
And he's just like this. I don't know. I don't know.
That's what he did.
No, at this point, he's on his knees with his hands in his head.
He's just like this. I don't
when
know.
They're losing.
It's just,
you know what?
It's all over his face.
I don't know.
What have I got myself into?
It almost looks like, and I know he's new and he's got to be given time, but it almost sometimes I look at him and I think he looks like he's out of his depth.
Of course,
like he doesn't know.
I think
this is why he needs to get a poker face, because you need to get the confidence of
that
the players.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
You imagine the opposition fake players now looking at him and going,
we got this.
You know what? But I've still got hope. Obviously, like you said a few weeks ago, you have to have hope. But I think this man can turn it around next season.
That's what
remember this, right?
This season.
Oh gosh, no.
Remember this, right? It's the hope that kills
Cat D.
And right about now, the way Ineos are going on, who are you going to buy? How much money are you really going to spend?
Also heard
me, I wouldn't even want to be a manager at Man United.
I've heard that Ineos also are the owners of the All Blacks team.
Yes.
And
what the
rugby?
The rugby, okay.
And something else. But basically,
obviously,
I was talking to somebody.
The All Blacks ain't been that great either.
But this is the point I'm going to make, and this is where I'm going with this. Somebody said that something to do with Ineos, and he's ruthless. He's very, Mr. Radcliffe himself, apparently, allegedly. But all those teams are shit and struggling for one reason or another. But Ineos are the ones who are,
right. So they haven't got a good record.
No.
But equally, whenever you buy a business, usually what happens is you get people to come in and take an audit, and they tell you exactly
what state the business is in
and what you need to do.
Absolutely.
And but they give you a long-term plan. So sometimes we don't see the vision. We'll see.
And I agree with that. That's standard. Yes. Listen. And you know what? I work in, obviously, private equity. So I hear when the investment guys, you know what I mean? What it is, what you have to do. We've got auditors coming in to audit us. So at the end of the day, that has to happen on the business side.
I suppose the only thing that then makes me curious, because I think you're right, and no one knows what's going on behind the scene. But the way they went in for Amaron didn't smack of a long-term plan.
Do you know what it is?
No,
I think
that's the only thing I would say.
I think potentially that, and sometimes it takes time to develop the long-term plan. Like you've got him now, and you need what the ideal situation would have been for him to come in back end of the season.
But he said he wanted to come in,
and
this
they
summer,
said come
and
now.
They said this come or not.
Obviously, because Ten Hag was just doing too much.
For real?
But the ideal situation would have been for him to come maybe the last month, watch the team play their last few Premiership games, and then summer make your chess moves. Unfortunately, we've taken the shit that Ten Hag, dropped it in his lap, and said, fix it.
But then do you think then Ruud van Nistelrooy, who's effing up left, right, and centre at
gone to
Leicester should have
Leicester.
stayed because then.
And
And,
he's
the
like,
point I'm making
maybe.
is, but the point I'm making is,
But he's
of
never one
course,
that's inherited the
obviously
team. Like,
Amrin.
someone's gone, fix it.
Have you seen Leicester?
No,
But
of
it's not
course,
his
but this
team.
is the point. So do you think? I think he would have done better at Manchester United
Yeah.
than he's doing at Leicester.
Yeah.
But don't
I
you
think
also
so.
feel that some of the reason that the boys were playing so well in that kind of, was it 2 games?
Yeah, I think about 2 or
It's
3
because
games.
the pressure was
yeah.
off. Ten Hag was fucked off. We've
Yes.
got a new gaffer coming in. The pressure was off a
That's
little
it,
bit.
yeah.
I agree. Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
but
It's
I
a
feel
shame,
like the
though.
pressure's still there from
What's a
the
shame?
top.
That
The whole
Yeah.
shit.
No, I'm talking
yeah,
about just
the
in
whole
that
club.
intermediate
I
period.
and then
agree.
gone and inherited a shit team at the moment.
I think it's very difficult when you
You know,
inherit a team
I
that is already performing badly and you haven't picked.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
and guys, you've hit the nail on the head, and that's why I believe Amrin needs to be given
Time.
Yeah, of course.
right. And
How
you
much
can't
time?
come
Out of
for him
interest.
too hard.
You like to do this, don't you?
No, just out of interest.
I was
How
going to
much
ask that.
time?
I was going
How
to
much
ask that.
time?
Just out of interest, yeah.
He hasn't even had 6 months at
No,
the
no,
club.
but
No,
I'm
how
saying,
much
how much
do you
time do you
think
think he needs?
he
Like,
needs?
is it
Oh,
5
this
years,
is
4
a
seasons,
good,
5
okay,
years?
this is a good 4-year project. 4 or 5 years.
Okay.
But I think
Do you
will
think
make a difference.
They're that patient.
That's the thing,
Support-
though.
the
Supporters are
thing
never that
is,
patient.
in football now,
Yeah, no,
no,
we're not.
Full
It's
stop.
instant
It's
results.
ruthless. Exactly. It's all about. It's not like back in the day where they're sticking with the manager, and it's like, you know, I mean, Fergie.
Yeah, I was going to say, Fergie, he was almost out when he won that FA Cup.
One job away
was,
from being sacked,
And he won the FA Cup.
And he won the FA
And look
Cup,
where he
and
went
then
on
they
to.
won the Premier League, and then the rest is, you know,
Look
what I
what
mean,
happened to Ten Hag.
history.
He was this close to getting sacked last summer.
And
And
he
then
won
he
the
won
FA
FA
Cup.
Cup.
Oh, well,
And you almost got relegated under Ten Hag.
You know what?
Tell
At
me
this
about
point,
it.
I'm gonna insert
Yeah.
Clara going. He wanted to go, and then they won. And he going, I'm glad
Oh,
he's staying.
so- yeah,
I'm
man,
glad
we
he's
needed
staying.
him.
And we were all like, I remember
You know
we were
what,
all
I
like,
never said that.
No. And I did say that, but you know why I said that? Who are we going to bring in?
No, that's not why you said that. You
That's
was
not
like,
the
no,
reason.
just shut up. That's not
No,
why you
it
said
was
that.
what I said.
No,
No,
I said
Look
what
at
I
her
said.
face. Look at her liar.
Liar, Patsy,
Yeah, you lied too.
Do you know what? Hope.
She was just like, give
You
him
can
more
only
time. And we
hope.
were like, nah.
Nah, this dude got go.
Yeah, well.
She was like, we won the FA Cup. I'm glad he's staying. Yes, sign him
Yes,
another
Ten Hag.
contract.
The thing with
Sign him
Ten
on.
Hag was the bullshit.
No. I think they shouldn't
It
have
was the whole,
extended his
we're going to
contract.
play better next time. Don't worry, we were
Oh, he's a
like,
prick.
We just
Bro.
haven't got the program right that moment.
like,
We're
bro,
gonna get it.
your breath smells like shit.
It does. So as we're talking
Literally.
about managers, we were talking about this earlier. Jose Mourinho, can we please explain again now? Let's understand.
Okay,
'cause you know.
so basically what's happened is he's played Galatasaray and then he's called them all, he said something about, and then the players on the other side all dancing around
Now,
like,
was these the referees or the players?
so he was talking about the players originally.
Who's plays the Galatasaray?
Galatasaray. players.
And it was like, they're dancing around like monkeys. Let me get the exact words he used. But he basically said they're moving around or jumping up and down like monkeys.
Okay.
And then during the time he was speaking, he kept on, and this is what flagged my ears. And then, you know, the Turkish referees. I'm like, why have you got to keep calling them Turkish referees?
Yeah, as opposed to just the
As
referees.
opposed to referees. So when I watched it,
Yeah.
my ears did prick up.
Yeah.
Because I was just like, imagine saying, and the Nigerian referee.
Well,
I'm
no,
like,
absolutely, of course. You
but
would.
I didn't catch, as I was saying to you earlier, I didn't catch the jumping up and down like monkeys,
Like monkeys.
as offensive
offensive
when I
as
first
well.
heard it. I didn't catch
Yeah.
it like that.
Yep.
But I've had a little bit of time to think about it. And for me, I'm like, I'm not going to tell another human being or group of people what is offensive to them.
To them. Exactly. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
it's
Do you know
exactly
what I
what we
mean?
talk
Yeah.
about
And that's
all
just
the
the bottom
time.
line.
No,
That's exactly what we talk about
But I
all
didn't
the
catch
time.
it at first as offensive. Because
So he was coming
generally
for the
speaking,
yeah.
people of that demographic don't get called monkeys.
Yeah.
No.
Kind of thing. So I just didn't catch it. And they don't get called monkeys
That's
as
so true.
offensively.
Yeah.
So I didn't
Oh,
catch
as
it.
far as we know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the same,
Oh, yeah, that's true. As far as
in the
we
same
know.
derogatory terms that
That
we
we
use.
would
So,
receive it,
so
yeah.
because of that,
Yeah.
I didn't catch
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
equally, if they're saying we find that really offensive, and here's the thing, I don't know if Jose has any past issues with people of that demographic that makes this all the more.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? I don't know. But if they're saying, well, no, that's offensive to us. In fact, we find that to be a racial slur.
You know
I'm not
what?
going to say,
What I feel is what I feel, innit?
Yeah,
So
I'm
I'm
not
gonna tell
gonna-
you better just respect what I feel.
Yeah.
And that's exactly, I think that's the way they're coming off with.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Because,
So,
yeah, so
But
he
why
was...
you got to refer to people in any animal
Animal
context?
context, exactly.
Why you
That's a
can't just
fair
refer-
point.
Yeah.
Why can't you just refer to them as, why is that man jumping up and down?
like an idiot. Or
Like a
something.
donut,
Idiot
like a
or
fool.
like a fool or something. Why you got to use an
It's true, because the minute you start
Yeah.
comparing them to animals, you are degrading
so-
them.
yeah.
It's like,
yeah,
you're
yeah,
already
that's
Crossing the
valid.
line. You crossed the
That's
line.
valid.
whether
Yeah.
it's whether they're calling you I don't know, a monkey, a gorilla, a snake, a
And
crab.
that's valid. That's valid.
Absolutely.
That's valid. I'm not an animal.
Fully,
Do you know what? That's
fully
really valid.
offensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's true. It's true. It
So
is.
what has he got now? What is...
So he's got a 4-match ban and he's had to pay 35k. But I think
But then the referees, apart from all that, he also said about the referees that basically he's happy it weren't the Turkish referees that weren't
that's
refing the
what
game.
he said.
Because
He
they
said what?
He was happy that he was
Wasn't
basically
the
saying the
Turkish.
game was a good game because it wasn't the Turkish referees
That is offensive.
that
though.
were refing the
He's
game.
a-
You get
that
what
is
I'm saying?
offensive. though.
Right?
You couldn't just say Mike Anthony. Or
No, but
whatever
that
his name is.
black and white, that's offensive.
Of course,
Yeah,
this is the
that
whole
is,
point.
yeah.
So,
And you know, Turkish people are very
Yeah,
Proud.
very proud.
and that's what's
Yeah,
happened
very
now. So
proud.
the Turkish football people, people who love their football in Turkey are not happy with it. It's just like you're rude. So basically, we're saying because the game went well, smoothly well, because it was not officiated by the Turkish.
That's rude.
That is so
That
rude.
is what he said.
That is,
That's
yeah, he's
rude.
too much. You know what?
Right?
Do you know, I
and
always
then he
try
was,
and put
and then,
myself in
and
that
then he will
position.
Yeah.
say to you, I said what I said. But he's been, so now I saw earlier before I came,
went
he's
to
trying,
court.
so
Yeah.
now he's been done, 4-match
And
ban
35K.
and whatever fine. And then I saw a piece that said he's now going to sue
Yeah, yeah,
Galatasaray
yeah,
or the Turkey.
yeah,
Yeah.
Galatasaray.
For
He's
what?
now
And the Turkish
suing.
referees.
For what?
And Galatasaray.
What's he gonna
Is he
sue?
going to sue the
Because-
monkeys too?
I think it's for, let me a second, let me double check.
Fucking
Check out,
Egypt.
yeah, because I saw that before I came out.
All right.
Yeah.
The cheek of
Mourinho's
them.
You're gonna come for me, I'ma come for
special
you.
one, the special
same
one.
way.
Well, he's got
He
special
truly
skills in
does.
upsetting people.
special one.
Right. He's suing them after being accused of racism.
There you go. That's it. It's soon enough for being.
I
I
was
mean,
not racist,
dude,
so don't
you've
call
just
me
come
that.
out and said the game was better.
No, but you know
because
what,
it was
right?
not officiated by the Turkish refs.
This is the thing though, right? And we mustn't get lost in that. That people,
Because he said,
all of a sudden, they want to like spin the narrative. Oh, I'm going to sue you because you called me racist.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah,
yeah,
and
yeah,
that's-
yeah,
all of a sudden they want to
exactly.
try and spin the narrative.
Yeah.
Actually, you were rude.
Now you got to think
Think
twice
it.
about whether
There
or not
we
you call
go.
someone out.
Right, you're rude, right? Right, and to be fair, a lot of ballers aren't like incredibly smart,
no.
so they will make statements and probably sometimes they don't know that it's offensive
real.
because they're not
Yeah.
incredibly smart. But
you know
if
what?
you're
Can I
You
just-
said
sorry,
with
can-
a Turkish referee, you would have a yellow card after 1 minute,
There
and
you
after
go.
5 minutes, I'd have to substitute him. He's a tosser. You can't say shit like that. You know
can't
what?
say-
And the
Mourinho's
thing is as well, that
classic.
was unprovoked.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That's,
Totally
There wasn't a
unprovoked.
Turkish
was no-
referee, so
yeah.
there was no need.
There was
to
no
say
need
it.
for it.
was
Unprovoked. A bit like my boy who smacked the egg in my man's
Oh,
face.
come to
Chris
that.
Eubank.
But the fact that he had
Junior.
he was planning it.
You planned
He was
it.
planning
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
remember
You see
right?
that?
Remember
Yeah,
right?
what a
Jacket
jacket.
on.
Yeah, I saw the
but
jacket,
remember
everything.
right? I think it's a Connor Ben that got done.
No, he got
Right.
done because
Right, and he said he was yamming
was
up the eggs,
yeah, it
and
was
it's
the
the
eggs.
eggs that did cause him to have.
Yeah,
so the
that's
man's
right.
got the eggs right because he's like,
Yeah.
yeah, I've got you. Take the egg, man. Take the egg, man. It's actually
standing
quite.
there like that.
It's actually quite funny.
he was always
It's
gonna
actually
slap
quite
him.
funny.
Yeah.
Who brings that? You was always gonna clap him.
Yeah.
No, even if he's gone up there and going, "Hi, lovely to meet you," was getting ready to
was
gonna clap him.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's actually quite funny.
It is.
When I
It's
saw
actually
it,
quite
I was
funny
like,
why he
so-
did it, right? Because the man was like, when he got
I don't
done
think
for,
it's funny.
when he
It's
got done,
assault.
when he
Yeah, I
got
think
done
it's
for,
out of
no, man,
order.
it's funny because when he got done for the drugs thing and he got
Yeah.
banned, right? He got banned for.
Yep.
He got tested for drugs.
Yeah,
didn't
no,
he?
I'm saying, I know.
and his excuse was
Yeah.
he was yamming
Eggs,
hundreds of eggs.
well, apparently
and yamming
they
up the
said
eggs,
that's
yamming
not
up the
the
eggs.
eggs.
I don't think. Here's
And
the
so
thing.
he's obviously
Nah.
He cost him a payday, didn't he? Because it was meant to be him and Ben that fought.
Yeah.
And it cost him a
Right.
payday.
Yeah.
Cost him a big payday.
So what? Because
Bet.
it cost you a payday, you must commit assault.
Yes.
Okay, let me ask you
Think the
this.
egg cannon.
No, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this.
No, said,
When he
I
cracked the egg on him,
Yeah.
had he sliced his face open with the shards, would you be laughing?
Well, I didn't even see it, but it just sounds funny.
No, he proper
is
took
actually-
the
He took
egg and
Clapped, and the man didn't see it
Do
coming.
you want to see it? Let's show you, Melanie.
I still think it's funny. I still think it's funny.
Show
It's
Melanie.
hilarious.
It's not.
Don't show
It's assault. It's
No,
assault.
she has to see.
But I think he's actually. I hear he's suing him anyway.
Yeah,
assault.
yeah.
And I think the police are
Make
looking
money,
into
gal.
it. It's
You think me
assault.
easy?
Ben.
I
Things
just think
are
that's
that,
funny,
yeah,
man.
right.
I think, yeah. And when you think about the whole thing, it
he
just makes it
actually
even
thought
funnier.
about it.
Like he brought it with him. He was always going to clap him.
He had it there. He saw it. Yep, I'm gonna clap you with it.
Let's just fast forward to what we need to fast forward to. Yeah, whatever. Oh, here we go. Let's go back a bit. Mate, all I thought about was their dads.
It's going to be a good fight.
No, listen.
How have you not seen it?
Trying to see it again, Bill?
In slow motion.
Try a little Instagram.
Yeah, that makes
Want to
sense.
see it again now?
Yo, that's funny.
Thing funny,
But
innit, bro?
he slapped him in the
He
face with the
literally
egg.
slapped
Yeah,
him.
that's funny, man. It's funny.
When I
No.
saw that, but it's the afterwards, the
I
dissection.
guarantee you that was all planned.
The dissection.
It better have been.
It was all staged.
I tell you why it better have been.
Them
because-
boxers, that's what they
Yeah.
do all the
But the
time.
reason
Yeah,
it
to generate some
better have
interest.
been,
Absolutely.
it better have been. The reason I say it better have been
Yeah,
is
man.
because he didn't even try and defend himself.
Yeah.
I thought it was AI.
Joe.
I thought it was AI.
Went in and kissed.
I thought it was
kissed?
I thought it was AI.
Let me just. This is the moment. Excuse me. Are we talking? No.
Mate, those
Are
ones,
we
they'll rip
talking
each other's
about
tongues off.
Memphis Depay and the referee woman?
No.
No, two fellas.
Two boxers.
Them lot are going at it. The guy goes.
Yeah, he went and
Do you know why I said that?
yeah, I saw that. Memphis Depay and apparently the ref is in love with him.
Yeah, but please, I actually thought this is AI. I actually sat
I
up
thought it
and
was
I
AI.
read
I
that
thought it was AI.
Which referee? Memphis
I
Depay
think
is
the
on the
kiss
pitch.
is AI, but where they've hugged each other, it's not AI because she had them move
The
his hands.
referee and the Memphis Depay on the pitch kissed, but that
No,
was
that's
AI.
AI. That's AI.
I was
AI
gonna-
taking the piss.
after all that
Wow.
controversy with the man kissing the Spanish female,
Oh,
and, he
yeah.
went to court
Yeah,
and he was
he's
found
now
guilty.
guilty.
Yeah.
The last thing he could be doing is even if their girlfriend and boyfriend be kissing on the pitch.
No, he didn't do it. She kissed him. The woman goes up to him. The referee kisses him. The AI.
Okay,
The AI.
right.
No,
But
it's
you
AI.
know what? That man, as you just said, good thing you got.
Yeah, you got
flipping,
done. Because what are you doing? What are you doing?
She
Where's
gave
the
me
salt?
consent
Yeah,
in the
Egypt.
moment. Just as she was coming up, she said,
She
you
said,
can
yeah,
for
go
it.
for
Kiss
it.
me.
Go
Come on,
for it,
in.
mate.
There you go, you idiot.
Do you know who would have been
better?
better off? Just saying, I got a little bit overexcited.
Exactly.
No, real talk.
Yeah.
I apologize. I now see it for what it was, and you know, if I made her uncomfortable,
Thank you.
I apologize.
But
Do you know
The
what?
man
he
had
had
to
to double
defend
down.
himself.
Do you know
Yeah,
why I
he
laughed?
doubled
Do you know
down.
why I laughed when you said I got a bit of overexcited? Remember the bit when they scored and now went.
He's just rude.
But my point was, it
No,
could have
he grabbed
been
his crutch.
a teachable moment.
No, he grabbed his crutch. That's what it was, wasn't it?
But I did see that.
It wasn't that. It's not. It was. He did do that. Yeah, he did that, and he did grab his crutch. I'm thinking of maybe
Because there was a little girl there. I know he wouldn't have been mad to grabbing it, but there's a little girl not far. I remember that much.
But the
But
thing is,
it would have
and
been
now
a
I can't even
teachable-
put it past him.
No,
True.
that's the thing.
But my point was, it could have been a teach. He could have first kept his job. Secondly, it could have been a teachable moment.
Absolutely,
Exactly.
And you know what?
Excitement,
Now
because
I
you're so
understand
happy. Yes.
how
What's-
inappropriate
yeah,
it was.
exactly.
But I meant no offense.
Yeah.
I was just
Well,
happy.
not only did he
you know,
do-
that was forgivable.
Not
definitely.
only did he double down, but he tried to get people to back him.
Yeah.
To say that she consented, I mean, dude.
But you see how just we women and our voices are not heard.
It
Or
takes
we're
many
not.
voices.
Yeah.
The only
It's
reason why
mad.
he couldn't get away with it is because it was all
It was
over
all
the
over
TV.
TV.
Yeah.
It's all over
Absolutely.
TV.
Absolutely.
It's
I just can't believe he thought doubling
just
down
got-
was the
would-
way forwards.
No, because he's a man, innit?
Yeah.
No, but that was
real.
real.
And he's not
Sometimes-
a man, but a man in a position of power
Of
that
power.
felt he could
Yeah.
get
But
away
a
with it.
smart man in a position of power that wants to get
Would
away
have
with
been.
it would have gone, okay, how do I minimize
Maybe he
this?
doesn't have the right PR people.
Yeah, how do we
right people are not
minimize
good.
What he is arrogance.
Yeah, but that's
Arrogance.
So yeah, because I could work for you, and I'll tell you, you know what, you need to come correct with this. But because you're too arrogant, you're gonna say, nah, man,
Yeah.
I'm who I am. I'm gonna say what I want to say, and blah blah.
And no
blah.
one's going to
But-
believe you. They're all going to believe
Exactly.
me.
But
That's
you know
just
the bottom line
madness.
is, the minute he doubled down, his job was untenable.
There you go.
He literally.
Do you remember how long he kept that job though?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but no,
Yes,
but fundamentally,
Till it took the people in
had
the
to be
crowd walking out. on him.
but fundamentally, it was the writing was on the wall the minute he did that. Your job was untenable.
Yeah, I agree. I
It was
absolutely agree.
and that was what wasn't smart about it. You doubling down immediately meant. Your
And I'm
days
not
are
going to
numbered.
resign.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, and I'm not
being
going to resign.
defiant.
Your days are
Nonsense.
numbered, G.
And actually, she wanted it.
Do you remember?
And the fact that you actually said consent. She said this. She said yeah.
She said, yeah.
You're saying that she wanted it.
Dude, you're
you
defending this to the death, and you are wrong.
And you're wrong. And the thing is,
Wrong
even if
and
you're not
strong.
wrong, PR says just take the
Just
L.
take the L, dude.
Exactly.
Just take the
Take
L.
the L
no.
and do what you should
It
do.
wasn't bad enough that saying my bad wouldn't have fixed it.
No.
Exactly.
Speaking of which, do you remember, it's a bit left, do you remember last year, there was like a priest or something, and under his watch, he had allowed boys to be abused by somebody who was helping them.
Yes, I think so. I remember
And
this.
he doubled down as well.
Yes.
He was
Yes,
like,
he
You're
says,
not talking about the
yeah.
Archbishop of Canterbury, are you? That had to resign.
yeah, that's the one.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he doubled
Yeah.
down. And the minute
Yeah.
he doubled
And-
down,
yeah.
I said the writing's on the wall.
And it's
Yeah.
only
Yeah.
after he resigned and him left, well, basically was pushed. And it's like, oh, I didn't realise that I was, I got it so wrong and I'm sorry. And I'm like,
you know, had he
Yes,
done
I
that,
know that. Like, how can you say
and the thing as
that?
well,
don't
had he
know.
said that before, like, guys, I gravely understood and miscalculated the situation. I'm deeply sorry. But what I've done to try and fix it in the meantime is I did this and I did that.
Yeah, double
but
down,
the
man.
minute you double down and I'm not leaving, the
Yeah.
writing's on the wall.
Yeah.
People go,
Yeah.
Yep.
yeah?
It's true.
Like, rule number one, just say sorry.
Just
Because then
say.
they go, well, they said sorry.
Own it.
Forgive me.
You know what I
They
mean?
said
Accountability
sorry.
is a big
It's
thing, right?
accountability. People
It's
love
about
doing that
that,
shit.
isn't it? This is it. Accountability.
Yeah,
You
and
have
people will
to
back
know.
that to the hilt. They
This
said
is like-
sorry. I've heard that sometimes.
Thank
They said
you.
sorry.
If someone's apologised, it's like, well, they apologised.
Even you're like, well, I don't accept it. But they
they
But
said
they
said
did say sorry. Don't forget that.
Speaking of not saying sorry, oh no, before we do that, let's do Arsenal suffering for not signing in the transfer window.
well, it's more of a question because I have my thoughts about
Yeah,
it.
I think you've suffered.
Yeah.
no.
absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yep, you should have
Absolutely.
signed in the
Well, the
transfer.
thing is, right? Because
But that's
if you
always your-
could, and
If you
actually,
could.
what was brought to my attention, and I don't know. Again, I don't get their books. Was that the way that the accounts are? They do their accounts, right? We were apparently very close to
To the gap.
so we couldn't.
Right.
Right?
Hence it's not doing the summer.
Because we brought a lot over the last few years, but we got rid of players that we didn't get any money for. So we weren't balancing
The books,
the books.
basically.
So come January, come summer, we
You'll
go
be
into a
fine.
different financial year,
Yeah.
which means we have loads of money.
Yeah.
But we couldn't. So a part of me gets it, but watching Arsenal right now is like watching a car with the engine light on.
Your front is looking...
And you're like, is it going to get me home? I hope it's going to get me home.
Just
But I
about.
feel it's going to break down before I get home.
Yeah.
Right? That's what it feels like.
I think
And
a lot of
AA is
people
not
got
on the list.
Yeah.
RAC, AA, green flag, none of the above.
And you know
any
what?
other.
Green flag is, what's his name? What's the one that my little black boy, Saka? Green flag is Saka.
God. Bless you.
All you're saying
And I
is
think,
God.
and I think the hope is that I think there's one more league game, and then we go into the international break.
Yeah.
And they say after the international break, we
You'll have more
may
people play.
get Saka back and we may get Martinelli back.
I don't think you're getting Saka back this season.
Well, I think we will, but I don't think we're getting back till April.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But even
But-
if you
but-
do get
yeah.
him back, is it?
Is he match fit?
Well,
But
I don't know. But yeah, watching it is
Car
like
crash.
it's
But
like,
talk
it's like
about
that.
what a bummer. Saka goes, Havertz gets injured. It's just like,
Well,
it's
I was
just-
saying to my mate, if Liverpool lost Salah, Gakpo, Diaz, they'd struggle.
If Liverpool lost Salah, they
They
would
would
struggle.
struggle.
In terms of, I'm not saying, I'm just in terms of when you lose all that attacking.
No.
Yes.
Didn't
But
that
you got
happen
out
when he
Gakpo.
went to AFCON?
No, but I'm
Which
saying
you,
if you think
got,
who we've got out in terms of Havertz, Saka,
Saka.
Martinelli,
Yeah.
right,
Oh,
just
God,
the front
of course.
three,
Yeah.
right, and I'm saying if Liverpool lost Salah,
Yep.
Diaz, Gakpo, they'd also struggle. I don't.
Yeah,
you know,
no, we definitely would.
course, and
You know,
anything
so,
definitely
so
would.
you
Players.
just go. What can you do?
It is what it is. It's
You
football.
future-proof.
It's a game.
You future-proof. You learn from your mistakes and you
Depth
future-proof.
in squad.
I think so. I think what will happen
Man
in
City
the summer
has had that
if
for
what
many
they're
years.
saying and what I'm hearing
Yeah.
is what they get and what they want, it would be a different thing.
Also, do you remember when, was it Odegaard that was out for a little bit?
Well, we lost him for 3 months.
Right.
One person.
Yeah.
No, but
This is why, and I said it at the time. You need to future proof.
Well, we do. We lost him for 3 months. We lost Ben White for 12 weeks, 3 months, 4 months. So we've lost periodically quite a lot. But for sure, I mean, when I look at, but for sure, it's also given, like Miles Lewis Skelly wouldn't have got a look in if no one had got injured.
For sure.
Ethan Wanyeri would not have got a look in.
True.
Without the injury.
But you still need something else in the front.
For sure. But at least it's allowed
the exposure.
a couple of
ones,
players,
yeah.
the youngsters who may not have got a look in, they may have wanted to leave because
Well, I
they
tell
want
you
first team
what, though,
play.
they've got a look in, but don't get you the Premier League, does it?
No, but that's okay. At least we're second and not 40.
It doesn't matter. That's
Do you know what? What game was it you lot played? Really, the most recent game. Who was it?
Forest.
I ain't gonna lie. I was like, the fuck is this shit?
No, I tell you what, right?
What was that? 0-0, right?
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
And I tell
Was
you
it
what,
the other
right?
day when there were so many games?
We played, watching the whole game, after the performance against West Ham, where we were dog shit, like, that's the game that I was really angry about. Not Forest.
West Ham,
The West Ham game,
Yeah.
we were so poor. So poor.
You were.
Every player
Was
had
it
a bad
similar?
game.
Was it similar to the
No.
Forest game?
No.
Against Forest, we played very well.
Yeah, you
we
played very well.
limited Forest, right? Because not many teams are going to go to Forest and get a result.
Actually get it.
Right? And we limited them, and we had...
You limited them, but you couldn't
we had-
press them.
No, because we've got no fucking...
That's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
No, as in limiting them is only one half
No, we
of it.
we had 2 or 3 chances, but if we had a striker,
That's what I'm
probably
saying.
we would have scored.
Your front three
Right, but-
looked very, very,
because
very.
they're not... We've got no strikers. We're playing...
We're not strikers.
Can I ask you, whom did you buy this season?
That's where the Arsenal fans are going a bit nuts because they're saying, but I think it's down to money because we bought Calafiori.
Yeah, for real.
Why are you looking at me? I
No. I'm playing Calafiori. And then we bought in.
I'm
We
Chelsea.
bought in Sterling on loan and we bought in Neto on loan. So I think
Is that January?
no,
before
in
that.
summer.
Summer.
I think we only brought, and I'd have to double check, but I think we only brought Calafiori. Sorry, Calafiori.
Who did you buy, Clara?
Huh?
How many people
Say
did you buy?
what? Say what?
How many people did you buy?
Say what? We're
Exactly.
not talking about United.
Okay.
We talked about them enough.
Whom did you buy?
How
much
much
did you
They brought hundreds.
They brought hundreds.
We didn't. Well,
You don't even know because you can't keep up.
you know what it is? I can't tell who was
came-
there.
Who came January, summer? Who came
there from before.
I don't think there was that many that came over the summer, but I just remember there was a fuck ton of them.
Mate.
And
Yeah,
everyone
there
came
was.
back from loans as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's when Carragher was coming.
Yeah,
to
I
the
don't think there
team,
was
innit?
money spent up.
No, but you lot were just getting
There was
in,
a lot
like,
of
even cheap.
No, that's a lie.
buys.
There was money
There was
spent.
money.
That's
Money.
mad.
Yeah,
There was
money.
money.
It's just saying you get so many players and you don't know whether they're coming in
At
the
one
summer,
point,
whether they
I
come in
felt like you
January.
bought-
What has happened to Modric?
Who?
Do you remember they said that he was suspended because
Yeah.
they found drugs in his system and they was waiting for his
When I didn't know. Where have I
his
been for
B
this one?
test?
I've not been. I've not
And there's
kept up
been
to date with
nothing
that.
said
Yeah,
about it.
I've not kept up.
When was this? Lou?
The
Yeah,
end of last
actually, I do
year.
remember.
It happened
Yeah,
last year, but I
The
don't
end
remember
of
the
last year.
follow
Yeah,
up.
they've not been
November,
a-
and he got
Yeah.
suspended because he failed the drugs test.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they
It's
said
not
they was
been up.
waiting for his B test.
It's funny that that's gone really quiet.
And it seems like he's
My
just
friends
gone.
always-
It's like he's just gone poof.
Yeah.
I don't mind. I can't stand him.
Well, but I just wondered.
And you've got. I mean, Jackson's injured, is he?
Yeah.
Why are you smiling? You're
I
happy
can't
with
stand
him?
him either.
Lou's just like, yeah, great.
Do you know as well? What? Oh, do you know who's pissed me off? Forget that though.
Palmer.
Yeah, he
Pissed me
scored
off
in the
is-
last 5,
Yeah,
6
pissed me
games
off
or
is a
something.
bit. I wouldn't strong. I wouldn't say he's pissed me off. But did you see what's his name? I said the second keeper the other day.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Jesus
yeah.
Christ! He's worse than Sanchez, isn't he?
But the thing is, he
your
didn't
second-
play that badly in
Who's your
comp.
second keeper?
Jurgensen, something like that.
Some
But
geezer,
you're off.
Yeah.
some geezer
Well,
that
yeah,
they brought
did
that
you?
no one knew that he brought because they keep buying all these players.
So what-
We've got like 5 or 4. But what was he up to in the last game? What was he doing?
Whom did you
Do
play?
you know what? There's been so much football this week
I know, you can't keep up.
that it was about watching your own team.
For sure.
Yeah.
See, I'm talking about. I'll just go back to my team a bit, guys.
Do we have to?
I mean, can you believe that?
I know, right? Like,
No, I'm just gonna say, coming back, right?
Oh no,
You didn't catch all the shade.
What's your name?
Oh,
Oh no, no. What's your name? What's your name?
what's your name?
Oh no.
My guy is something else. Okay, who
She
was in the
knows
wrong?
some-
Onana
was in the wrong.
Onana.
Onana was in the wrong.
Onana,
What are
I
you
think
doing
it was
coming
Onana.
out?
Yeah,
What are
Onana,
you
yeah.
doing?
He thought I was bored. He was bored, man.
And the second goal as well, like
Oh,
what
really?
you do, yeah, like dude, like the mistakes, like, to the point where they said when he made some good saves. Do you know what the funny thing was? I was walking around the flat, telly was on in the bedroom, I had Sky Sports News on, and then obviously all the guys do the different matches, right?
Yeah.
All I mean is that, oh, like noise. So I'm running to the front room because it was on TNT to go and switch it on. So as soon as I switched it on, what do I see? I just was like, oh my God, Tarika just burst that laugh. Like, surprise.
Accelerate.
Typical. It's United. And then when I saw the guy, I just was like,
Yeah, you can tell,
it's
right?
ridiculous. But to come back, second half we were better. And what I am pleased about, Melanie,
That you didn't lose.
because they're so bad. I'm going to say it.
No, it gets like that. No, it gets like
No,
that.
let me tell you something. I'm not here defending. What I'm trying to say, I'm taking the wins
taking
where
the
they're
wins.
coming.
Yeah. I'll make you right.
Wins, I will take them. And when I
Yeah.
see a decent performance compared
Against
to what they
against
do,
a relegation
and that's
Ipswich.
the sad
Yeah,
guys.
no.
As I was watching it, all you had was the Savage saying, "Yeah, but don't forget it's against Ipswich."
That's right.
So how the mighty are falling. I was sitting, I was thinking,
Imagine
this
that
is
though, sis.
Ipswich. I'm sitting here,
Getting excited.
hoping for the flipping referee to blow the whistle. Oh, bless you.
You're praying.
I'm like, this game needs to
Imagine
be
that
done.
though, sis, though.
Because
No, forget that. Blow the effing whistle, man. That's her. That's
no,
her.
like seriously, that's how
That's
bad
mad.
things are. That you are hoping for the referee so you don't concede a goal
Do you know
because
what? I
That's BS.
quite happily be in second position, crying that
no,
I've got no
you know what?
striker.
Let me tell you something. I
Then
would take.
be where Man U is.
Exactly.
You know
what?
Pay
It
for the
gets
building
built as well.
Building another
No,
level
but you
for
know what's
their
gonna happen.
house.
But no.
You know what as well? It gets to the point where it's like, do I even bother to watch the game?
Oh no, but the thing is,
Well, no,
I'm
she
so
has
loyal
to.
that I do.
No, I usually watch the first couple.
Do you know this is
Remember
what I
last
do? I
year?
watch the game.
Yeah, I know. Like,
Lou,
yeah.
you're telling me shit. I like
Yes. So I'm not watching.
no, muting my phone.
Yeah, no.
mute because it's her voice, and she knows
Yes.
it's her. It's her voice coming out on the voice notes.
You're like,
Lou,
not
you're
having
telling
it.
me
Not
shit.
having it.
And I'm like, I think I hate Mel.
Yo.
You're like, no.
You won't be the first.
And
you
you shall not be the last,
There was
girl.
many a time
But
I
you
was
know
like,
what?
I was like, Lou, it's football. You can't hate something. No, I can.
Yeah,
I can.
And that's
I can.
why. And that's
Yeah.
why I have to just, when I got my godson messaging me a picture of Miles Lewis Skelly being sent off laughing.
What is
I just
he?
have-
You gotta take the L. You gotta
Oh,
eat it.
Liverpool.
I just
You
have to
gotta
go,
eat it.
I just go and yam it and say,
Yeah.
And then when I message him and say, well, I humbly concede the title. He's like, so guard of honor at Anfield, and I'm just like, I said the sad face, and he's just killing himself laughing.
But talking about Liverpool, I have to say, your man again, like, yes, he had a good team.
I do think as well he's had a brilliant season as well. Like he hasn't had no injuries. He's still got
Yeah,
no
but
plans.
it's quite interesting.
gone to
That's
plan.
true.
He's
It's gone to plan.
He's had no injuries.
Yeah, everything's worked out for him.
Yeah.
But it makes me wonder because obviously they are playing Champions League football and they are you still in the FA Cup?
But Jamie Carragher's never won a Premier League.
No.
I know.
Come to that.
Jamie,
No.
you ain't never
Are
won
you
a
No.
Prem.
Well, we're going to chat about Jamie in a minute. But are you out?
No, I know.
Yeah.
Who's not you out? Oh, of course, Plymouth.
What did you forget?
Argyle.
Not-
Let me not even let
Who
you know.
did you send out?
Plymouth. Argyle.
Who did you send
See?
out for the game?
Can I just say something?
Oh,
It happens
second
to the
team.
best
Oh, well, there
of
you go.
us.
Okay,
It
fine,
happens to the best of us.
Oh no,
Second team,
Jack.
though,
She's
to be
always
fair.
trying to compare herself with some other
Second
teams.
team.
Did
That's
I
better
ask
than her.
did
Always trying to compare
No, but guess what? Our
See, it
second
happens
team.
to the best
You
of
have
us.
the first team that you paid millions.
I thought we had this thing.
No, you don't.
Please, I'll be honest with you,
When
just
your
once.
team is
Mrs.
shit,
Thompson
Just
line.
once. Yeah, just once.
All right,
Is
there you
that-
go. I'll let you have it.
Shit.
I'll let you have it.
the connection stops. You're on your own on that island, girl. You better just
I
live
really
it
am.
up.
No, I'm not actually. Me and many Man United fans.
There's one over there.
It must be galling though when you look at Anthony just looking like a
Same thing
bad boy player.
Can I just
With his
even-
assists.
But the thing is,
The only
I've
person
seen
that you can't
Rashford
really say
do
that
that.
was
This is what's
Sancho,
pissing
though.
me off. And
Sancho's shit
Rashford,
right
but Rashford, I expect him to turn up. So we're not even going to discuss him,
but not
right?
Anthony.
Because it's not going to last, as I said. So,
They are.
right,
I was gonna say some people have got to hate, you know.
it's not going to last.
Haters gonna hate.
A pattern. There's a pattern
At United.
with Rashford.
At United.
When he
yeah.
was at United.
Should
was
have
at
shut
United.
him out, man. You know what,
Left
Rashford?
the
I
boy.
wish you well. You know what? I just wish you were back. On a serious note, peace out, deuces. Don't chat to me.
She's taking it real personal.
She said bye.
She said, peace off.
Babe, boy, bye.
She said, deuces, don't chat to me.
Yeah, man. So don't call her.
Purple.
Exactly.
What colour is it? It's purple, isn't it?
Yeah.
Nah, man, it's not right.
Claret,
That's just-
claret,
they call it.
Claret colours don't suit you.
It's an off-red.
Why do you look like that?
Because she heard what I said.
No, but why did he look like? He looked just like the same picture.
Yeah, the thing when he was signing the thing.
like
Yeah.
he looked,
Yeah, there was a very strange face.
he
Yeah.
looked like he'd
Crystal
been
man.
partying for 48 hours.
Yeah. She said, I'm about to go and sign in about
Nah,
2
I'm
days'
really
time.
big
It
hater.
gave Bell's palsy.
Yeah,
Like, it-
Bell's palsy.
Yeah.
Crystal Murphy his eyes would have been a bit wider.
But it was a bit.
Yeah, he turned
anyway,
out wrong.
And then the man Anthony's gone, and then your team stinks, you know.
It does. That's the thing.
So
Because even
definitely
Elanga, I
internal.
mean, Elanga's been gone a minute, but that boy's doing good at Nottingham Forest, man.
Yeah.
He's like,
Oh, yeah,
They
yeah.
are doing bits, and I wanted to say this
Listen.
now. I said this at the beginning of the season, and
Yeah.
you lot was like, "Oh, whatever."
Yeah, you're
And
right,
I
they've
said it at
stayed
the
up,
jump.
they've
I
stayed
said, "Don't sleep on them."
Yeah, they've
Even when
stayed
you
the
lot played
course.
them the other day, before I saw the game, I said, "This is gonna be good," because
Yeah.
they've been doing.
Yeah,
bits.
Yeah,
they're
man.
staying
Yeah,
the
but
course,
we, because I went into that game thinking we'd lose. No lie. I thought
No,
we'd
for
lose
sure.
that game.
I think, yeah, you said that.
Yeah,
many questions?
I said it before the game started.
But question:
Because
the beginning of the season, when I was talking about Nottingham Forest, your attitude wasn't like. I
that's
think
probably after we beat them 3-0.
Well,
but they were
did?
playing. They were
Yeah,
playing
we
that
beat them
this
3-0
season?
at home. Yeah,
Yeah, but don't get all hoity-toity because
No,
you couldn't
no,
beat them at in your yard either.
we
So.
beat them 3-0, Bridget.
But you say they're home, no?
No,
oh,
at
you're
my
home.
yard.
All right,
Yeah,
my bad.
yeah.
when was that?
Beginning of the season.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
But no, what
You couldn't
inter-
smack them in their yard though.
No, I'm glad
'Cause you
we
ain't got
drew.
men.
I ain't even gonna lie because I thought we was gonna lose, so I take the draw.
Yeah, no,
yeah,
you know
yeah,
what?
yeah,
I
yeah,
respect
yeah,
it.
yeah,
I take
yeah.
the fucking draw and run away home.
But
very
also,
quickly.
but you saying that you even thinking you were going to lose and being happy with the draw. Let's be honest, because you guys were contenders for the Premier League. Up
You
to
know
that.
that Forest are doing.
So you obviously were paying homage there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no doubt. I
Do you know
thought
what I
we was
mean?
gonna lose. I was like, this is not the team that we want to be playing now.
Right.
Arsenal
Right.
hashtag
So-
Netflix.
So for
Next
sure,
season. Okay.
I was glad. But what interests me about Forest is their manager, right?
Why?
Because
I know,
he went to
Nuno.
Tottenham.
Thank
and
you.
That tells you when a club stinks, right? When we talk about Man U,
Yeah.
because he went to Tottenham
Gosh.
and,
And he
was
just
poor,
was
and he's
poor.
gone
So
to Nottingham
true.
Forest and he's
And he
been
turned,
to.
yeah.
But what do
But
we
when
always
when
say?
a club stinks,
Yeah.
But what
The
do we
managers-
always say?
But then there
especially-
you go, supposed to do. Sorry, go on, Luke.
Good. No. What do we always say, especially of late? Because let's be honest, the game has changed, and by the game I mean the back office has changed, the management has changed, the gaffer has changed, the way things work have changed. So we always say, we've said it bare times, yeah. Whenever you get a gaffer, if the management, if the board, if they're not behind
yeah,
you,
it's not working.
you can't
It's
perform.
not working.
and I
Yeah.
think that was
and I
kind
think
of
that's
what I was
what
trying to
happened.
allude to.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to allude to.
And you're right,
was
because
that-
Mourinho,
Where
if
was
you
he
think
before
about
Tottenham?
Mourinho, was the
Same.
Right?
Was he
Same.
at
Bournemouth? Is it Bournemouth? I
No,
think?
it was
Guys,
Brighton.
he went to...
No,
Who are we talking about?
He was
Estepino,
Wolves.
whatever his
Wolves.
name is.
He was at Wolves.
That's
He was
it.
the Wolves
Yeah.
manager.
Right, and he did
He
well
was
at
good.
Wolves, and
He
that's
was
why
good.
they took
That's
him.
why they took him.
Yeah.
Right,
And then Tottenham mashed
he
him up.
was he was like, this is
not
why
me.
so mad.
And then from Tottenham...
And then he's gone to Nottingham Forest.
Was that
and
from
the
Tottenham, though?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the manager and watching the Nottingham Forest play is what
No,
You would have
he had
thought
a spell
Tottenham would
somewhere,
do.
you know.
Huh?
I think he had a spell somewhere, didn't he?
That's what I'm feeling.
I think
like,
after
there was,
Tottenham,
yeah,
he
there
had a
was
spell somewhere.
abroad
He was
I think
abroad
he went
somewhere, it was
abroad
abroad.
somewhere. Yeah,
Yeah, he
And then
was.
came, yeah,
right.
Yeah.
And I think what I was trying to say is when
I
a
like
club
him, you
does smell,
Yeah, it does.
right? Even if you're a great manager, you can go to
Absolutely.
a club
Yeah,
and you
yeah,
don't
yeah.
perform,
Yeah.
right? And so he's gone to a club.
I don't think
that-
that's very short-sighted
Do you know
of the
what, Mel?
club. You want performance, you want output, but yet it's very short-sighted if you don't back.
back, yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
what I
but it's
mean?
backing it and just being, if you like, a healthy club.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would
Yeah, I
go
get
with
it.
the
That
health
makes
club.
sense. I know, I get what you're
I would
getting
go
at.
with the
Yeah.
health
Like, you can
club,
back me, but
totally.
if it's toxic
Yeah,
environment,
yeah,
it
it's
doesn't
not
make a
gonna
difference.
work.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
still not
yeah,
going to work. Absolutely, because you can back me what
It,
you want.
it needs to be kind of healthy.
Yeah. If
Even
there's a
Tottenham
stench,
this
we've
year.
got to get rid of
Yeah, I
that
agree.
stench, right?
I agree.
Tottenham's crap this year, man.
Honestly, so I totally
I mean,
have to
Tottenham
agree
let Man
with you.
City beat them, and who does Man City beat?
mean?
Well, man, you better stop
Like, for
dissing Man
real.
Cities just because
I
they've
think
had the
I'm
thing about
sit
who
down.
Man
I'm going to
City
diss
beat.
them.
humble
Do you know what, though?
You know what? I'm going to diss them this season because you see,
I can't
next
believe
season
I
is a
just
different
said
team.
that.
Do you know
I
what
don't know
though?
what
I'm
you
gonna
think you're
quantify City for you, and how long they played so shit for them to still be there.
My whole point, Lou.
It's really funny though.
It's a
point.
testament to how well they played at the
played
beginning of the
Or
season.
is it a testament to probably
how
how
shit
shit
those ones are.
leaders?
The ones are there.
No, because
But
they
it's-
dropped major points.
Yeah.
Can I ask a question? When Man United played City, well, I kind of forgot. Did we win?
Yeah.
We won, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, right at the end.
Yes.
Ahmad.
Oh gosh, I'd say we did something right.
Yeah,
this
right
season.
at the end.
And we were very
Snatched
proud of
it.
you.
But I think because just before we go on
Clever
to
football.
just checking.
You know what?
Is
You lot.
I said
Job
clever. No, I
gone.
said clever. It was clever football.
The pair of you.
I didn't say anything. I said it was clever football from Ahmad.
I said that.
Yeah,
What
we
did
were
you
very
say?
Proud of you.
Is
that what you said?
Yeah.
Oh, bless
And then she
you.
comes up with
Like I didn't catch it. That's funny as fuck.
And that's what I'm saying. So off the back of that, then Lou's like, yeah, clever football. I'm like, you know what? The pair of
No,
you
but
go.
I